Good morning, YouTube. I am Bearded Inc. And today we have more advanced command for StreamerBot. In this instance, we're going to cover two commands that'll help you lock down your stream in the event of hate raids or anything malicious coming through while you are live. We're going to cover what hate raids and malicious content are, and then we're going to cover OBS and, of course, StreamerBot and setting up those actions for you and your mods to take control of your stream, or in some rare event, take back control. All right. So we're going to start. We're going to get right into it. But we're going to cover first, we're going to cover what these hate raids and stuff are. So before we go to the other screen, we'll just sit right here and talk about it for a second. So in late 2022 on Twitch, a lot of hate raids started happening, and they got real prevalent because it was pretty hard to stop them. Twitch has since made some changes and some settings that you can do to help prevent this kind of thing from happening, and they have slowed down a lot, but they haven't stopped completely, and everybody is kind of in danger. One of the biggest things is that these hate raids are made by a few people. And from what I've learned from the research and everything, is that a lot of these young, immature people will find certain games that you're playing that they can jump into, community style games like Jackbox Party and things like that, or things where they can have their name appear on screen, either using your TTS system, or channel point rewards that are set for new people, like say hi or hello. And they look for tags and stuff like that for those of you that may have disabilities or are in a specialized group, such as like female gamers or people with ADHD or other afflictions. And then they come in and they bombard you with a bunch of hate, basically. They'll spread things in chat. They'll try to get things to show up on screen. And basically what they're doing is they're trying to get a laugh for themselves and some recognition for themselves in their tiny little immature group. And one of the things that they'll do is they will do like a screen record of all this happening and get your reaction and get all of their names and messages and stuff to show up on your on-screen chat. And then they'll go and replay these in their tiny little immature small dick Discord groups and then have a good laugh. So the first thing that you want to do to help prevent this is to try your very best to not have any reaction at all, right? You don't want to call them out by name. You don't want to get overly upset and angry. You don't want to end your stream. That's the one major thing that they look for, is to try to get you to stop streaming. But what we have found out is that once they realize that they're not going to get the reactions and the things on screen that they're after, they will quickly move on. So since we can't really prevent most of this from happening, what we can do is we can prevent our reactions, and we can prevent them from having anything worthy of showing to their tiny dick little groups and trying to get a laugh from that. So assuming that you're not one of these small dick immature piece of shits, we're going to show you how to move on from that, right? But the first rule is that, again, try not to have any reaction at all if you can help it. Obviously, it's going to be very tough because some of the things that they do say are very, very mean, very, very targeted. And they are quite adept at getting a reaction. So you want to try to maintain that. The second thing is, like I said, you do not want to end your stream, right? You just want to let them move on. And then, of course, the third thing is you don't want to give them any recognition at all. So, we don't want to like start banning people right away. We don't want to have things called out in chat or on your microphone that uses their names or says anything about what they're talking about, and things like that, which, is very difficult to do, especially in the moment. But if you know ahead of time that you're going to be protected and covered, it's easier to do. And so we're going to give you that protection and coverage right now. So let's go ahead and we'll go over to the main scene here. All right. So what we have here, we're in OBS, and I've built up a little scene. We have our game going on in the background. We have our webcam here with us, you know, talking to our chat. And then we have our on-screen chat here. And people set up their scenes different ways, right? I also have sound alerts set up to kind of show, let me just test one in browser to show you. So we have this, you know, to show like when people give bits or if they play sound, things like that. They will show up on screen. And of course it has the, you know, usually it'll have like the name or whatever. You may have other alerts and things like that. Now your setup in StreamerBot is going to be a little bit different based on how you have your scenes and things like that set up. I have all of my alerts in a separate scene, and then I nest that scene in my game scene. So my sound alerts, my browser sources, and all that will be in a single scene that is then nested in this scene. So when I do my setup, we're going to turn all of these off. All I have to do then is to disable the visibility of this nested scene, and I don't have to worry about trying to turn off every individual alert or browser source or whatever that I have in my alerts scene. So we're going to have this set up. But one thing you need to know is that when we're setting up our actions and sub actions in StreamerBot is that you need to know exactly what you have everything named. So capitalization matters, numbers, spaces, everything. So whatever it is in OBS, it needs to be exactly that in StreamerBot, which is the norm, but just a reminder. So we have our scene set up here, and we're pretend we're, you know, we're streaming, we're live, we're having a good time. Maybe we're playing a community game like Jackbox Party or whatever, where the audience is allowed to participate or join in, and we have the, you know, join code on screen or whatever. And then all of a sudden we start getting a lot of people in the chat and some hateful messages coming through. And you realize it's not just one person, it's a bunch of these bot accounts that they have created and programmed to do messages. Now, one of the things that they're going to do if you are an affiliate or higher, they're going to try to use the channel points. And if you have some low level channel point redeems, they can get 300 channel points just for hitting the follow button. So that's what they'll do, is they'll come in and they'll follow, and then they'll try to use some of your lower level channel point redeems that only cost, you know, 10, 20 or 100 channel points, so that they can get their name in the chat or on screen, and then also hopefully be able to use like a TTS or some kind of on-screen message or something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock all of this down, and we're going to prevent anything on screen from showing up. So we're going to go now into StreamerBot. And we're going to make two actions here. So let me go ahead and make this big for you so we can see what's going on. I'm going to put mine in my mod actions group. It doesn't really matter where you put yours. And we're going to call this lockdown. And then we're going to click OK. So now we have a lockdown action, and we got to fill our sub actions. But first, and normally I do the triggers last, but we're going to go ahead and do our trigger first. And this is really so we can test along the way. So I'm going to go to my favorite triggers, and I'm going to do a command trigger. Now, if you don't have this triggered, let me show you where it's at. So we're going to come down here. We're going to go to core, and then we're going to go to commands, and then we're going to go to command triggered. Okay, that's the one we're going to pick. And then it's going to bring up this little box, and we're going to come down here and click on create command. And then we're just going to name this one again. We're going to name it lockdown, if I can spell. I can't, apparently. And we're going to give it a quick command, lock. That's all it is, exclamation point lock. And then we're going to make sure over here that our moderators are able to use this and nobody else. So this, by switching moderators over to the allowed section over here, this will make it so that you as the broadcaster and your moderators are able to use this command and nobody else. and then we're going to click OK. And now we have our trigger set up here. So now if we were to use the lock command in our chat, nothing would really happen, right? Because we don't have any sub actions. Whoops, let me bring up the OBS here. So I can come over here, of course, and I can do !lock. It shows up in the chat, but nothing happens. So now we're going to make stuff happen. If I could click the right button. There we go. Okay, so we need to give it some sub actions. And the first thing we want to do when we do the sub actions here is we want to prevent the chat from being able to receive and take messages. And the first thing we want to do is we want to turn on slow mode and give it a 30-second break. That means people cannot send a message except for once every 30 seconds. So this will prevent the masses from spamming you with messages in your chat. So to set our first sub action for the slow mode is we're going to right click on the sub actions panel. We're going to come all the way down to Twitch. We're going to come down to moderation. We're going to come down to chat modes all the way down here at the bottom. And then we're going to click on slow mode. Okay, and then what that's going to do is it's going to give us this mode. We can select the state. Let me zoom in again here, which is either on or off. We want it to be on. The duration can be either a number or a variable, but we're just going to set it to 30. And then so 30 seconds slow mode. Okay, and then the next thing that we want to do is we want to make it subscriber only chat. Now this prevents our non-subscribers from being able to chat at all. Sorry, but we have to protect ourselves, right? And this isn't going to last forever. So again, we're going to come down. We're going to go Twitch. We're going to go moderation. We're going to go chat mode. And then the very bottom, subscriber only. And we're going to turn the state to yes. So now subscriber only mode is on. Okay. Now, not only that, but we want to prevent messages at all, right? And since we can't turn off chat through Twitch, what we can do is we can make it so that they can only send emotes. So again, the same thing here is we're going to come down, we're going to right click, we're going to go to Twitch, we're going to go to moderation, we're going to go to chat modes, and we're going to go emote only, and then we're going to turn it on. So now, as soon as we hit !lock, slow mode will be enabled, subscriber only mode is enabled, and emote only mode is enabled. So only subscribers can chat, and they can only chat with emotes. And what this does is, because you remember in the beginning, I said we don't want to give these people any recognition at all. And while they're not able to chat because they're not going to subscribe to your channel, your subscribers will be angry for you, and they may say things in chat that you don't want to show up and give these people recognition, and they may not understand that we're trying to prevent the recognition because that's what these people are after. They want their messages and their names and stuff on chat or on screen so that they can record and go, hey, that was me, or point and laugh, or whatever stupid immature shit that they do, right? So instead of trying to explain this all in the moment to our subscribers, we just show it so they can only have emotes. And now they might reply with angry face emotes and things like that, but that's fine. You're allowed to have emotions, but we just don't want them to have the recognition that goes along with those. But the next thing we want to do now is we want to prevent the followers, right? Because subscribers don't get ads. We want to prevent the followers from being able to see anything that's going on as best we can. So the best thing that we can do, if you are affiliated, is to run a 90-second commercial. We can come down to Twitch, and we can come down after that to ads, and we can go to run commercial. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to drop this down, and we're going to go 90 seconds. It's a minute and a half, which is a pretty good commercial break because it's going to prevent anybody from being able to see anything unless they're a subscriber, because you have a big commercial running over your stream. So we're going to set that to 90 and click OK. All right. So now that we have that done, Let me zoom back out. We now have it set up so that we're getting emotes only from our subscribers in chat, and we are running a 90-second commercial. Now, if you've been thinking about this as we've gone along, you realize that it may have taken a little bit for you to realize what's going on in your chat. And so there may already be messages there. So we want to clear those messages. So we're going to send a couple of messages to the stream through our bot account. And after we run the 90-second commercial, we're going to set it so that because slow mode is on and subscriber only mode is on, in the rare event that people can say anything, even your subscribers, in case, you know, they realize, hey, we're not getting enough, we have to subscribe to a channel or whatever, because they can do refunds and things like that. We want to make it so that they still can't chat unless they've been following for a certain amount of time. Okay, so what we want to tell Twitch is that, hey, we don't want anybody to be able to chat at all or interact with our stream unless they've been following for at least 30 minutes. And so we're going to come in here and we're going to go to Twitch, and we're going to go to the chat, and then we're going to send a message to the channel. And all we're going to do here is we're going to send / let me zoom in so you can see what I'm typing. Followers 30, just like that. And we're going to make this come from the broadcaster account so that it actually gets run and not from your bot account, even though your bot is a moderator, just to prevent any issues. So we're going to come in here. So Twitch message / followers 30. Okay. Now, the next thing after this is that we want to clear any of the chat messages that are already on. Because like I said, you may have, had messages in your chat prior to you realizing, hey, this is some hate shit going on and I need to cut it down. So now that we've prevented more messages from coming in, we want to clear the ones that are already there. There is a simple command for that. So we're going to right click in here. We're going to come down to Twitch. Maybe there we go. We're going to come over to chat and then clear chat messages. And that's all we have to do. It'll show up in there as chat messages are cleared. Okay. The next thing after that is we want to create a stream marker, right? Because these people are going to follow. They are going to, like I said earlier, to get the channel points and things like that, so that they can try to use the channel point rewards and whatnot. So we want to prevent that as much as we can. So we're going to set a stream marker so that we can go back in our VOD so we can get the names of the accounts and things like that to report and to ban. But we don't want to do it right now because, again, that's just more recognition and things that you have to do and talk about and do in your chat that gives them that recognition. So we're going to set a stream marker so that we can go back into our VOD and watch from there and get the names of the people that are posting in the chat and stuff like that and know where to go so we can find it. Because you may have been live for half an hour, you may have been live for 5 hours, right? And you don't want to have to scrub through your entire VOD to find that moment. So we're going to just create a stream marker. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to go to Twitch, channel, create stream marker. Now this is going to pop up. We want to give it a name. So just name it something. Nobody's going to see this except for you when you go back on the VOD and watch it from your dashboard. So we're going to stream marker. We're going to go hate starts. Oops. I can't fucking spell. Now you can all laugh at me. Hate starts. So we're going to create then a stream marker that says hate starts. So you'll see the little marker when you go back and watch through your dashboard that the hate starts here. And then of course you can clear the stream marker through the bot afterwards. So that won't be there forever. All right. And then now we want to utilize what's actually on screen, right? And you may remember from our on screen here that there is our chat on screen and we don't want to show that. but we also want to let people know what the fuck is going on, right? Because we were having a good time, and then all of a sudden, chat's locked down, messages are cleared. They can't type, they can't send messages. All they can do is, if they're a subscriber, they can send an emote, and they may not realize what the fuck's going on. So we want to let them know, but we also want to take another step in this proactive approach to blocking down the recognition. So what I have created here is, in this scene, we're going to create an image to show over our chat, so that it blocks our chat from being seen on the screen. And then it's going to also let people know what's going on without giving recognition. And that's the important part, right? So you can make an image in Canva, make it as pretty as you want. I just made a very quick and dirty one. So we're going to add a new image here. And I'm going to call this hate block. Okay. And then I have this image somewhere. I think I have it on my desktop. And there it is. Okay, so this one just says, attention, due to a bot event, chat is currently in subscriber only mode. That's all it says, right? And that's all it has to say. It lets our people know what's going on, and we don't give recognition. We're not saying it's a hate raid. We're not saying we're being attacked. We're just saying due to a bot event. And that's all it has to say. So now we can come down here. We can set it and resize it so that it covers our chat, right? And then we lock that down. Now remember, in OBS, everything has to be top to bottom order, and we want this on top of our chat at a minimum. So if our chat's at the very top, the hate block needs to be above it. Otherwise, it can be anywhere in here as long as it's over the chat. But I tend to put it at the very, very top, which is fine. So now we're just going to turn the visibility off because we don't want that on all the time. And then this command will turn it on for us. So now that we have that, we can come back to our bot. Okay. And we're going to set the visibility state of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. Let's go, let's zoom in again so you can see. We're going to go this time to OBS. We're going to go to sources. And then we're going to set source visibility state. That's the very bottom one down here. We click on that. We're going to get our thing popped up here. So we want to go, we are in our game scene. We want the source is going to be our hate block, and we want to set it to visible. And remember, everything that we need, again, has to be exactly how it is in here. Now, StreamerBot will, of course, pick up what is already in there through the WebSockets connection. But if we had to manually type anything, you just want to make sure that it is exactly the same. Okay, so now that we have that turned on, the next thing that we want to do here is we want to prevent our alerts and things like that from showing up, so that they do get to use a channel point, redeem, or a TTS or something like that. We can turn those off. Now, here's where yours may start to differ a little bit from mine. Remember, I said that in the beginning because I have mine nested in my alert scene. So all I have to do now is just turn the visibility of my alert scene off. Now, you may need to do things individually, but the steps are the same. You just may have more of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and we are going to right click. We're going to go again, OBS, sources, set source visibility state. The source here is going to be the alerts, and we're going to set this to hidden. And then we're going to say, okay. So now we can actually test our thing. All right. So if we are here and we're chatting along and we notice something's going on, we need to be able to lock all this down. Now, because Robot Bearded is not an affiliate, he won't be able to run the ads. And of course, we're live. So that's not going to run either. Now, I may run into issues with that, but we know how to fix it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to say, oh, shit, we've been in trouble. We need to lock this down. You can see here that 30-second slow mode. We have enabled subscriber only mode. We have enabled emote only mode. And let me zoom into the top of my melon here so you can see what I'm actually talking about. And then chat was cleared. and Robot Bearded cleared the chat for non-moderators. So we have actually, cleared the chat now because I have like better Twitch TV and things like that. The things are still there, which is why we want to cover the one on the screen. And we want to set it to emote only because no new messages can come through. So now we have everything kind of locked down, right? Our chat's locked down. Our alerts are invisible. So even if one comes through, and we'll just send a test one here, we'll test that out, and you'll see that even though it is playing, it's playing here, it's not showing up on our main scene. There's no sound, there's no audio, there's no alert showing with any names or anything like that. So it's working. And then basically we're also running a 90-second ad break. If you're an affiliate, of course I am not. So let me show you what I did there is I just disabled this until I become an affiliate on Robot Bearded account, which I'm not going to, but for you. And then all I would have to do is come in here and set it to enabled, and then it will run the 90-second commercial. Now, in most instances, 99% of the time, this is good enough, right? It deters them from doing anything. They're not going to get a reaction. And you can also just go and say like, hey, while we're dealing with this bot event, I need to go refill my coffee, or I need to go to the bathroom, and then just get up and leave, right? So you're not on camera, and you can go and scream into your pillow or stomp around or whatever. Make sure you mute your microphone, and then just kind of wait it out. And then when you come back, if you see everything's kind of simmered down, of course your subscribers are going to be showing their anger with their emotes and things like that, or their confusion or whatever. But one of the great things is that you can go and look at who is currently in your chat. And there's a couple ways to do that. One of them is to come up here and click this little icon in your chat. And this will show you who is in your chat. And if you notice that all of those names from the hate bots that were showing up are gone, then you're good to go. If they're not sending messages, if nothing's really happening, then you're pretty much good to go. And you can continue on because that they've moved on, and they most likely won't be back because they're not getting the reactions and everything from you that they expect or that they want. They're probably not going to come back at all because they're going to cross your name off the list going, hey, we're not getting anything from this person, let's not waste our time. And they're going to go to an easier target, right? So with that in mind, we know, okay, so after the ads are over and things like that, we can go through now and be like, hey, okay, we've got all this situated. We've got it all taken care of. Let's just get back to our stream and carry on and, continue playing our game. So what we're going to do then is we're going to come in here and we're going to make a new action. And normally what I like to do is I just duplicate this one. So if we come in here, when you right click on it, you have the duplicate option. Okay. And then I'm just going to rename this one. So we're going to come in here, we're going to go to edit, and then we're going to come over here. And I'm just going to edit this one, and I'm going to call it unlock. And I'm going to say, okay. And then it's going to basically be an exact copy. So I'm going to come over here now, and I'm going to edit this trigger. We're going to make a new one, and I'm going to call this one unlock. And then the same thing, the command is just going to be unlock. We're going to make it moderator only, and then say okay. And then now we want to come in here and we're going to turn slow mode off. And we're basically just going to undo everything, right? So subscriber only mode, no. Emote only, off. We don't need to run a 60-second commercial, so we can just delete this one. So we're going to delete the sub action. We're going to change this one from followers 30 to followers off. And I'll just show you. Let me zoom in so you can see. All one word, followers off. And then we're going to click OK. We don't have to clear the chat messages anymore and things like that. So we can actually get rid of those. But it doesn't hurt to clear them again. So if you want to leave that one, it's fine. But we don't need the stream marker. So we're going to go ahead and delete this. And then we need to turn the visibility of our hate block off. So we're going to change that to hidden. And then our source alerts, we need to make those visible again. Now, because we just turned the visibility off, they've all still run. So when you turn this back on, they're not just all of a sudden going to pop up or anything like that. They've run their course. They just didn't get shown on screen. And then that's it. So now we can come back here and we can go into our chat and we can type in unlock, or you can have your mods do it. You'd be like, mods, if you think we're clear, go ahead and do the unlock command. They'll type in unlock and it will reset everything, right? So the block goes, we can see our chat again. And then we're back to normal and we're good to go. Now, as you can see, this is pretty powerful. It's pretty quick and instant. And you can set it to your command. And then, you know, like I said, with the moderators, you can have your moderators do it. And if they ever see that you're being maliciously attacked in any way, they can just go ahead and do it. It doesn't hurt anything. Better to err on the side of caution, right? So if you give your moderators that power and that trust, you know, let them know, hey, if anything seems out of whack, before you just go and start banning people left and right, let's do a lockdown. Okay. And then they will have that control. And if they see it, or if you see it, be like, mods, we need to lock it down. They can exclamation point lock and boom, 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 right? And it's handled. What I personally do is I have on my tablet, right, where I have my Stream Deck, I have a button that runs the lock command. So I don't have to take the extra 3 seconds to tab out of my game, go to my chat and type exclamation point lock. I can just hit the button right on my deck and it runs the command and does all that for me. So that's an option for you as well. But hopefully that has helped you understand what this is. And we have the two commands now, the lock and the unlock. And hopefully I have explained everything enough so that you can now take that into your OBS and see exactly what do I need to turn off or cover, what do I need to hide, what do I need to make visible. Again, so like if you don't have nested scenes, shame on you, but in the event that you don't, you can go in and individually turn the visibility of things off, and you know how to do that now with the set visibility state. Just remember in your unlock command to reverse everything that you do. All right, so that should cover it for today. Thank you for sticking in. I hope this tutorial has been helpful with you, especially getting that locked down. And remember, the biggest thing is your reaction, right? So if you can try to remain calm, obviously you're going to be a little bit flustered and a little bit angry. But if you don't stoop to their level and start calling these, you know, baby dick motherfuckers by their, you know, names and things like that, don't give them that recognition. They're going to give up and they're going to move on. I have found through the ones that I've been a part of and the ones that have spawned me to make these commands and things like that, they normally only stick around if they're getting that recognition or if they're being able to still show things on screen, right? So you make sure you pause your game. If you want to hide your game screen, that's fine. If you want to move over to a BRB screen, that's fine as well. Whatever makes it the most comfortable for you. I find though that if you go to a BRB screen, they're just going to kind of wait until you come back and try to do it again. So that's why I keep everything on my game screen or my just chatting screen, because I'm still here. I'm not being fazed by you. You know, I'm still going to be a little upset, a little flustered, but at the same time, I'm not going to give you that personal recognition that you're after. And then I'm going to just wait till you leave, and then I'm going to carry on with my stream, right? You're not going to win. You're not going to make me end stream. You're not going to end my streaming career because you called me a bad name, right? I mean, my mother has done much worse. There's not much you can do to me that's going to make me want to stop streaming. And hopefully it doesn't affect you that way either. Coming up next time, we're going to have some new tutorials for you. We have some user requested ones about channel points, about auto shoutouts. We're going to cover video shoutouts. And then I have, moving forward after that, we're going to do some more advanced StreamerBot commands and things that you can do with the bot and interaction. But I'm waiting for the new version of StreamerBot to come out, which we are currently beta testing. It has a lot of bug fixes, a lot of crash handling and preventing features being added to it, as well as a whole lot of new YouTube features as well. So before we get into the more advanced commands, because a couple of things have changed, we're going to wait for that version to become a public release, which should hopefully be this week. And then we will get those tutorials out to you. So hopefully we look forward to those in the next week or so. I also have some coming up on the OBS side as well. So look forward to those, as well as my review of the new 30.2.2 and my recommendations about going forward with that. So look forward to those. And until next time, everybody, love, peace, and chicken grease.